Hello and welcome to another episode of X-Rated Films. Today we are going to be talking about How to Make a Killing, starring Glen Powell and Margaret Qualley. My name is Jasmine.
I was just about to say, who are you?
Not Glen Powell or Margaret Qualley.
No. Or Jessica Henwick.
None of them.
I'm Jessica Henwick. Oh, no, I'm Jason.
There we go. He got there.
Yeah.
He just learned his name today.
Let's go.
All right. How did you watch this movie? Like, how did you experience it?
I saw the movie in theaters.
Only way to see it right now.
I'm pretty sure that's just going to be a recurring answer to this segment.
We don't know.
Well, I guess, yeah. If it's a Netflix movie or something, we're probably...
Yeah, like The Rip.
Oh, yeah, the Rip.
The Rip.
Rip. But also, because we live in the New York area, we might watch a Netflix movie in theaters.
True.
Which happens quite a bit.
Yeah.
So what do we how to make a killing?
Yes.
Glen Powell.
I also saw it in theaters, by the way. Thank you for asking.
Good. Oh yeah, that's good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
That you remembered to answer.
Thank you.
So where are we? What are we doing? Plot summary?
Yes, I want you to tell us what this movie's about.
Okay, here we go. All right, you ready? Okay, so How to Make a Killing is a remake, or it's not a remake. It's loosely based off of the 1949 movie Kind Hearts and Coronets.
Yeah, that's how you say it.
Starring Alec Guinness, and it essentially follows this guy who is growing up knowing that he is supposed to inherit $28 billion of his family's money, and when his mom dies, he doesn't get any of it and realizes the only way that he's guaranteed to get all of it is if he goes and kills all of his family members systematically, which I believe is 7.
Yes, there's 7.
Yes.
At least in How to Make a Killing, there's 7 red fellows that need to...
Yes, and that is their last name.
Redfellow.
Yep. So this is a dark comedy, I would say. I would say that it was very much marketed as a dark comedy that had the Eat the Rich theme. It was very much like it's very much tailored towards take down the rich. And I think that's what a lot of this marketing was. But do you think that's how the movie was?
There's like a meta aspect to it, though.
A little bit?
Think about this, right? So there's like, this is like a thing right now in movies. Like, it's a lot of like Eat the Rich vibe, right?
Yeah.
Except that the movies cost like $80 million, and then you have to pay your high profile actors like Glen Powell a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So Eat the Rich, but what? They're just gonna...
Well, this one was made for a lot less than that. This was on, I believe, a $20 million budget.
Okay.
And
we're supposed to believe Margaret Qualley is gonna just accept a low number.
Margaret Qualley?
No way. No shot.
Maybe hot take. Actually, I don't really think this is a hot take. I think the actors in this movie, Glen Powell, Jessica Henwick, Margaret Qualley, these are all well-named, solid actors, but I don't think any of them have really hit, like, I guess Glen Powell is nearing, like, the A-list kind of territory.
100%.
But a lot of the other ones, I think the only real, like, standout, like, everyone knows who this guy is Ed Harris in the movie.
And that's an expensive get.
That is, yeah, for sure. I'm sure it is. So, okay, so let's dive into this. So what did you think of the movie, and what worked for you?
I liked the movie a lot.
You did.
This actually reminded me of The Black Bag.
Okay.
In the sense that it came out last year in January.
Yeah.
Kind of flew under the radar, like didn't really hear much about it. Yeah, pretty much that's the only thing that it reminded me of. Just that it was a movie that I liked that came out in what we in the film community call Dumpuary.
Ooh, is that what you call it?
That's what it's called. That's like the well-known term used by all the film critics. And we're some of those.
You know, I feel like that has really, like, that's been a thing this year. Because I feel like the last few years, it hasn't been as much as a dumping grounds. But
yeah, Psycho Killer.
The Rip, which, I don't know, that I'm in the minority there. But
yeah, you are. There was also a bunch of other movies that came out that, like, nobody cared about.
All of the ones that you don't like? Like, yeah, exactly. But, okay, so, well, that's interesting. What worked for you for this movie?
So, a lot of this movie worked for me. I will say the humor and the like delivery by Glen Powell thoroughly worked for me. He has the perfect like smirk and like shit-eating grin that I think just like is like, his name is Beckett Redfellow in this movie.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked at someone's face and been like, yes, that's a Beckett Redfellow?
He's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah.
He's Batman.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I think so. I think I agree. Would you say real quick? I just wanted to ask something real quick. Would you say that the allegations of Glen Powell being an industry plant is just completely false?
Only because him as Chad Radwell in Scream Queens is one of my favorite characters to ever exist. And if you just watch any scene with him in it, listen, industry plant, potential, maybe. Same thing with Nepo babies. If they're good enough, I don't really care.
Yeah. Yeah, which was that's a theme in this movie as well.
Yeah.
Nepotism.
Yep,
For sure.
nepotism.
Yeah, I mean, so
that's the main thing that works for me. And then do you know what else really works for me?
What?
Julia. That's Margaret Qualley's character.
Yeah.
I loved Julia. She, like, every scene she's in, she is commanding that scene. The focus on her legs. I was actually thinking, I thought that was really funny. Every time they showed her and she just had her legs, like, splayed out, I was like, Jason's loving this.
Oh, well, yes. And then also, I mean, I do like a good leg. But there was a one shot when she had her feet on the desk, and I was like, "Is this deliberately supposed to be a little jab at Tarantino?"
Yeah, almost.
She had shoes on, but it was like focused on, and I was like, "This reminds me of that shot in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood."
To be honest, though, great use, not to like objectify
of her body,
Margaret Qualley. Yeah, not to objectify Margaret Qualley, but like you put her in your movie and she's got great legs, you might as well put her legs everywhere.
You got legs. It's Chekhov's legs. You got legs. You got to use them.
No, it's actually Al Pacino in Heat. And why'd you do that? Because she's got
a great ass.
No, that's what I love, that line delivery. Anyways, what else worked for you?
You really just want to talk about Heat now, huh?
I watched it yesterday, but you can, check out my Letterboxd review.
Oh, okay. I'll do that.
Yeah. So what did you think of this movie?
I liked the movie.
Soft like.
It was a soft like. What worked for me was the humor. I definitely thought it was funny. There is some side characters in this movie. Each victim gets their own kind of like story vignette almost. Before they're either killed or attempted to be killed. And I found some of those scenes now, like, they were funny, but the actors and actresses playing the victims I thought were so good in their little small parts. Specifically Topher Grace, who I thought he was only in one scene in one location, and I thought the humor in that scene was the highlight.
Yeah.
I really thought, the humor worked for me a lot. And what worked for me, I'm not going to talk too much about Julie right now since you already did that. Obviously, she is the standout to me, but she represents something about the movie entirely that I liked, which was how it turned something that initially seems fun into consequences.
Yeah.
And I think that is ultimately what held me into this movie. If it wasn't for the way the movie was able to make it feel like everything that is happening in this movie is not actually all fun and games and that there's consequences, I wouldn't have liked this.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
So do you have a lot that didn't work for you if that's the case?
Yeah. I mean,
no. Wait, before we get there, what else worked? Anything for you? I have a few things. The color grading is phenomenal in this movie.
Oh, it looks great. Yeah.
It looks awesome.
The movie looks amazing.
The sets.
I was going to say when they get to the house at the end.
When they get to the house, they are chewing the scenery.
Yes,
it's incredible.
It looks amazing. It looks like good work was put into this.
Yeah, they get to use a little bit of a Glen Powell action star there.
Yeah. He's such a good physical actor, and I think this is where I kind of balance on whether something worked or didn't work for me. I think Glen Powell is so good at being a physical actor. There was a couple of years ago that that a rumor went around saying he was going to take over the role of Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I'm not a fan of that because I love Mission Impossible and they should just stop. But I understood that because I'm like, he's such a physical actor and I love watching him, like even in The Running Man, which I thought was a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
And he just was so good at just these physical moments. Just you buy him as just an action star. As a charming psychopath,
hard disagree. Cast him as Patrick Bateman in the new Luca.
What?
Yes, in the new Luca Guadagnino. 100%.
No.
100%. Yes.
No,
sorry.
I'm sorry. That's incorrect.
No,
Listen,
I'm not wrong. I'm telling you, you're wrong, actually.
He always looks like there's something up because he's always smirking in all his movies and he has a charm.
The shit-eating grin.
It's not the kind of thing of like, oh, well, he's probably killing people, something is up. It's the thing of just like, it just feels like someone told him he has a good smile and just always be smiling. No. And look, listen, I was told that I had a good smile and I'm always smiling. But I'm also not acting. Who told you that? Everyone. They lied. Everyone said my smile is great.
Mm-hmm. Not me, though.
I don't need you to say my smile's great. I'm a strong, independent man.
Okay.
I'll just go right into what didn't work.
Wait. I'm not done with what.
I'm sorry. You're still talking about positives because you really like this movie. You liked it more than I did.
This movie. Yeah. I thought the script was awesome. You know me. I'm big on words.
Yeah.
The script was awesome. I can.
Yeah.
The script was awesome. And on top of that, to me, I've never had a movie, not never, but like I always appreciate a film where when you have a good script, you have actors that are good at delivering the script.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So literally, you were even saying before, Topher Grace.
Mm-hmm.
He only is in one small sequence, but every single line delivery is perfect.
Yeah.
Every single line delivery from Ed Harris is perfect. Every single one from Glen Powell is perfect. All the little side characters, Margaret Qualley. Who is it that plays Ruth? Jessica
Henwick. Yeah.
Jessica Henwick. Every single person in that, like, delivers their lines amazingly.
100%. Yeah. No. All right. I agree with you that the cast overall is great. And Jessica Henwick, too, like, super good. She's the heart of the movie, for sure. Like, she's the one that,
They try to make her the heart of the movie.
Yeah. Oh, you don't think she's the heart of who's the heart of the movie? Glen Powell? And
they try to make her the heart of the movie. But let's get into what doesn't work.
Oh, now we're done with no, maybe I want to talk about more what works.
Go ahead.
I think Jessica Henwick's the heart of the movie. Anyway, what didn't work
is... Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to start?
Oh, actually, on this topic, what didn't work? Ruth is Jessica Henwick's character, and I'll tell you why. One, how is she with Noah Redfellow? Once we get to know her, okay? Because she's with Noah, who's played by Zach Woods, and he you know him from The Office, okay?
I don't.
Well, everyone else does. So when she is in the film, we are introduced to her as the fiance of Noah Redfellow.
Yep.
We get to know Noah Redfellow. He sucks. He's like the ickiest of all of them. He's like this pretentious millennial art guy who just has all this money and pisses it away. And it makes no sense to me once we start to get to know her. Literally, the second we get to know her, she's sitting there asking Glen Powell how he could be like a broker or whatever, because how could you deal with money like that? Look at where you're sitting right now. She's literally engaged to Noah Redfellow.
Yeah.
Whose entire personality is that he's a rich idiot. Okay, hold on. I'm not done. And also, on that topic, like I said, it doesn't make sense that she would have ever ended up engaged to him in the first place from what we know about him. Right? And what we know about her.
Okay.
We get to know her. She is meant to be the heart of the movie, except that she just feels convenient. She feels like the point of like, okay, you can choose this life with Ruth, where, you're love and it's pure and it's happy, and she doesn't care about money, which they show her being uncomfortable in every scene with money, as if she hasn't been with Noah for however long enough to be engaged. So you're comfortable around money. You're comfortable around these people. What, she thinks he's a good artist? No shot.
No,
So
I think you're missing an integral part of her character.
Which is?
That when we're introduced to her, she is a fashion person who is in Brooklyn and kind of in that they use the word grimy. That's how I describe Brooklyn, in a good way.
Yeah, you better say that to the camera. My sister's listening. She lives there.
Oh, we're actually from the area. It's fine. We're They mentioned it being grimy. She's from a grimy environment because she wanted to be in fashion. What do we learn about her when she starts talking to Glen Powell? She changed her mind. Now she's kind of in the idea of wanting to teach.
She grew a conscience.
She's already in this situation.
She grew a conscience. The way that she has like this morality to her, and this like about everything that has to do with money and like the ethical like aspect of it. It happened overnight, apparently. Because also, not for nothing, you are engaged.
Yeah.
You are engaged. Second time we see her, she's making out with Beckett.
Oh, well,
while
okay.
her boyfriend is being blown up in a photo room because of Beckett.
That I can agree with you.
Her fiance.
Yeah,
this is what I'm saying. This plot-wise does not work for me at all.
I would agree. So I agree that, like, for sure, initially the idea that she is just totally okay with being like, oh yeah, I'll just be with Beckett. My fiance's dead and we don't really ever see her like too broken up about it. I agree with that. I would say that would be a problem for me if it clearly didn't have dire consequences later on when all of this kind of comes to light.
Except that she still never knows that he did it. She never finds out that he did it.
No, but she knows something's up, and then we'll get into a little bit of the ending later. But she knows something is up, and I understand that she finds out something different about him, with what's going on with Margaret Qualley. But it's just the idea that there is consequences that made me invested in it.
Okay, that's fine. But what else doesn't work? Wait. Let me get on one more thing with this. This is how I'm going to end the conversation on Ruth right now. Ready?
Oh, we're still on poor Ruth.
Julia, greater than sign Ruth. I was actually in the theater getting so...
You're sick.
No, I'm not. I was getting so mad. I was like, they're really going to have him end up with Ruth? I'm like, this is the path they're taking. I'm like, first of all, Ruth sucks. Every time Julia's in it, I'm like, oh, thank God. Like, she's bringing something fun. She's got, like, this, whatever. And also, not for nothing, Julia knows his deepest, darkest secrets, and she's still cool with that. And I like that. And that's ride or die as hell. And Ruth, nah. She don't care. Her fiance died. She don't care. She actually sucks.
We are learning so much about each other from this review, because I don't agree with any of that. I thought Ruth was such a sweet person.
When I tell you I was fully eye-rolling when they were like, oh, we're doing our engagement. I had my eyes, like, I missed a whole 3 minutes of the movie because I was eye-rolling for so long. I was like, we are introduced to Julia in the beginning as, this is the love of my life. When they're children.
When they're children, and there was also clearly something up with her. He also said that he never saw her again. So they never, which obviously is metaphorical because then she becomes integral later on. But she obviously was only the love of his life for that moment when he was a kid, which we even see that there's something off with her when she was a kid because she's so interested in his money. She's a terrible person.
Nah.
She is only out there to take his money and do some really bad shit. And I'll since this is still one of the things that did work for me, I want to talk about the ending real quick because I cannot see how the ending of this movie doesn't infuriate you.
No, it made me so happy.
I don't understand.
I literally was like, yes. Because first of all, Ruth sits there, drops the locket, and it goes away. I'm like, yeah, fair. And you know what? Good play to you, Ruth. Finally, you do something where you have half a backbone. You care. You care enough to show up in your shitty Honda which you definitely don't have a shitty Honda. There's no way by the end of this that like that's what you're driving.
Why?
Billionaire. She was married to a billionaire. Yeah, for like 2 weeks.
Because she's humble. She doesn't like money. You said it yourself.
Anyways,
she's not comfortable with money.
So then, yeah, how is she? But she's been around it for so long. It's stupid. Julia, he turns and Julia's there, and I was like, Queen, let's go. That's exactly what he deserved. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing or a good thing necessarily.
Yes, that's what he deserved. Yeah, I agree.
That's what he deserved. But the way that they look at each other, I'm like, honestly, that's a ride or die, girl. And he even is like, all right. I'm like, this is a good life for you right
crying.
now. No, but this is a good life for him right now.
No, it's not.
Yeah, he got exactly.
He knows that.
You got to be careful what you wish for, and you know what? You get what you deserve, and that's what happened.
Right, he gets what he deserves, which is not a good thing. It's telling you, and
he'll be
and again,
fine.
just to clarify, this is one of the things I do like about the movie is that it's telling you that this guy who was killing these people, who, by the way, I would argue they go out of their way for each victim to make them not be like that bad of people. And
except for Noah, he sucks.
I mean, he's a dick, but like, they're all dicks, but none of them are like
bad.
None of them except for the first one, who I don't even remember his name, to be honest. He's the only one that came off as like, okay, I don't care about you. But also, I feel like you also get the least with him. But all of them are not terrible people, and he's killing them. And the whole point of this ending is to show you like he's a bad person at heart. He did some bad stuff, and what he gets at the end is not a good thing. It's what he deserves, which yes, that's what you said. And what he deserves is to be with this person who completely messed up his life beyond belief. And it was almost comeuppance.
Comeuppance?
It kind of reminded me of OJ, where because he gets off with, he doesn't get convicted for killing his wife, even though everyone knows he did it, and then later on he ends up in jail for something different. That's how the character of Glen Powell plays out.
I will make one argument though. This movie tells us very early on in the beginning, you can't buy happiness, but like you actually can. That's literally what they said.
Yeah, he said, come on, we'll be adults. That was almost my quote of the movie.
Let's be adults here. Here's the thing. That's exactly what happens. In the end, he'll buy his happiness. He's fine.
No, but I see it so differently, that he got into a situation where he actually can't buy his happiness because now he's stuck with this person. Like, he extended his happiness and everything, and now he's just stuck with this awful person.
She's a girl boss. Put some respect on her name. That's a smart woman.
So do we want girl bosses to be people who frame people for murder? Who, she definitely killed her husband, by the way.
Okay, so what? She's got 1 murder. He's got 7.
Yeah, they're both bad people.
And so why isn't she allowed to be a bad person that we root for, but he is?
I don't root for either of them. That's my whole point.
Boo!
I don't root for either of them. That's my whole thing. And to be honest,
like, if
we get into what didn't work, it was the first, I would say, almost first half of the movie where they really play it for pure fun of him just killing people. And I'm sitting there like, okay, I get why it's fun for me, but he's a terrible person, and I think this movie's on his side. And then it wasn't until the second half where they have his character, his uncle, right?
Yeah, Warren.
Who is the nicest person in the movie, nicest person in the family.
Doesn't make sense that he raised that son. Another plot hole.
I mean, his son was the first victim, right?
Yeah, and his son sucks, and then he treats Beckett so well. So I'm like, how's this the same guy?
Yeah. So all right, so you have the first guy who's complete asshole, and he's the son of the nicest person in the family.
Yeah.
Who is
gives Beckett a chance to like really make something of himself.
Yeah.
Like in the right way.
Right.
Essentially.
And there's a heartbreaking scene when he's promoting Beckett and telling him he's such a good person because he doesn't know that Beckett killed his son. And that, to me, was the turning point when I started to understand that, no, the movie is not justifying these murders.
Yeah.
The movie it's looking at him while the dad of the dead son who Beckett killed is telling everyone how awesome of a person Beckett is. And Beckett's just sitting there like, like
Yeah.
I'm starting to
Well,
understand what I did.
I feel like what you're watching throughout the movie is Beckett carve two paths for himself. He has the path of the right way, which has the right way, the boring way, boo, right? The not easy way, boo. Where you have Ruth and you have Warren and you have his job where he makes money and he actually works his way up the ladder. Like they tell you after he starts his job that he genuinely like figures out how it works.
Right, yeah.
Right? So he's like actually earning his promotions and stuff like that.
You're talking about Beckett.
With a drop of nepotism. Yes.
Okay.
And then the other path Beckett is forming is the one where he's killing people and he's seeing Julia once in a while just pop up with her legs, and he's got the two paths he can go down, and that's like what the movie is really like positing here, that he has two different ways he can go, and he keeps carving the path of like the bad way while also carving the path of the good way, and it only comes to a head when he has to actually pick, which I think is like obviously just exemplified with the cars. Like Ruth like drives away and she's like, yeah, this path is no longer open to you.
Yeah.
Since you have that over there.
Yeah. But I don't look, I think the ending is cathartic. It's one of those examples of like a cathartic ending that doesn't necessarily have to be happy, because I don't see it as happy. He's sitting in the car devastated that he's now stuck with the person that framed him for murder, and he almost was executed like what felt like moments earlier, which, by the way, another thing that does not work for me is the passage of time in this movie.
Oh, yeah. Wait. How sad can you be when you're popping a bottle of champagne in the back of the car?
When you're also crying while doing it and narrating about how you get what you deserve.
I'm just saying, it was cathartic for me in a happy way.
That's crazy.
You know what?
Well,
give me an anti-hero. Let's go. He had, honestly, so what I've heard is this movie is very similar to No Other Choice. And I'm going to be watching that this week.
Is
and
that,
I wish I could compare
Park
it.
Chan-wook?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Park Chan-wook, he put out a film and it's basically the same premise. Yeah. But I'm going to watch it because I love Park Chan-wook. You know this.
Yeah.
So I've heard it's a very similar storyline. So I was using the title of that to justify he had no other choice.
Well, there's another movie that comes to mind that also has an extremely similar plot, if not the same exact plot that we actually mentioned last week, Saltburn.
Oh, yeah.
Which is almost the same exact thing. It's someone killing, granted he's not part of the family, but he's systematically killing people to take over. And I feel like in that movie, I had a very similar feeling at the end where I felt cathartic because we got where we realistically should be in the movie. But I'm also not happy that he just wiped out this whole family. It's
in
messed
these
up.
movies, in these Eat the Rich movies, why is the poor person always evil?
It's not that they're evil. It's that two wrongs don't make a right. And that's the whole idea, is like, okay, you can have this noble mentality that you're doing the right thing, but the whole idea is, in the end of the day, if you're killing people, you're killing people, and that's not good. And I think both of these movies have very similar views on these characters. Now we get to something like,
damn, I like the end of that one though too. I was happy for him dancing through the house.
I like the end too, but again, like similar to this one, where I'm like, I feel cathartic, but I don't feel like this guy is a good guy just because I feel cathartic at the end. I'm like, no, he's terrible.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think you know what, solid take though. You know, I'm glad that we have some sort of disagreement here. Because
same
like,
movie, very different.
And a very pure disagreement, which I think like a lot we disagree with stuff in movies, but like this is a pure like
I know I'm not yelling at you and telling you you're wrong and it's a bad take.
Yeah,
I should be though. Maybe that would make it more interesting.
Because that was the thing. I was thinking that you're wrong and have a bad take, so that would have been funny if you also thought that the same about me. But I get it. Like my take's not that crazy.
Let's poll. I bet half the people are on my side. I bet this is a very like pure split right now.
Listen, anyone want to leave comments in the comment section about what they think about the ending of the movie? Please do, because I'm so curious to see.
If you're on the boring side, you can vote for Jason, and if you're on the fun side to justify murder,
if you like murder and stuff, of
you're
course.
with me. And especially I'm on the justify murder side because look at who I'm doing this podcast with. One day.
Now listen, there's plenty of things that didn't work for me in this movie. I think we kind of went along with a lot of them. I just think ultimately, one thing I thought of with this movie is fast paced doesn't always mean well paced.
Okay, yes, because it's an hour 45, but it feels a little like a 2-hour movie.
Kind of.
I don't think it like speeds by. Like an hour 45 should go by pretty quick.
I agree. I think where I mentioned it earlier, where it really stands out to me is the passage of time.
Yeah.
This movie takes place over the course of several years.
Yes.
And it feels like a day.
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating, but it feels like at most a week.
Yeah, it's very quickly happening. I think that's also like you see the first murders very slowly, very drawn out, and then all of a sudden you're like, yo, we got like 6 more murders to get through. And you're like, yo, this is gonna take a minute. And then they kind of speed through them, but it's apparently like taking that same amount of time. Like he's really, brick by brick getting these murders done.
I think there shouldn't have been 7 people. I think it's like...
that's a realistic amount of people in his way.
I know, but for the pacing of the movie, my thing was either you have 3 that are well drawn out and build up as each one goes, or you have a bunch where you can like kind of comedically do a montage, which they kind of do, but it's more of a montage of what, like 2 murders?
Yeah.
1 maybe? I can't even fully remember, but like I don't know. I feel like 7 is it puts it in a weird situation because like the first one I don't feel like is super drawn out and detailed. Like he kind of does it by accident. In fact, that's kind of a point of the movie is that he does the first one like, oh, I didn't realize it was that easy.
Yeah.
The second one is my favorite because that one we meet other characters. It progresses the story. It progresses Glen Powell's character. We're talking about when he kills the cousin that is the photographer with Jessica Henwick.
Noah.
And I think that one's great. And then we have the Topher Grace one, which is like
Pastor Stephen,
and which is very quick. And then we kind of speed run through the rest of the movie. And Glen Powell is like, I don't know 100% sure what I would have done differently, but I know that I would have probably slowed down the pace a little bit of this movie. It doesn't feel like time is passing. It feels like everything is happening and it just makes things feel so inconsequential.
That's fair. I do think you know what it could have used, which is like ironic, a little like Edgar Wright sprinkle in there.
Yeah.
And Running Man does not feel Edgar Wright. This somehow felt more like
Edgar Wright.
Right? It felt more like this could be an Edgar Wright project.
Yeah.
And especially because it's A24. It's a little
Mm-hmm.
It almost doesn't feel like an A24 movie, except for Julia. She is like the most A24 character there ever was.
It very much to me feels like what A24 has been doing the last few years.
That's fair.
Or the last 2 years maybe.
Yeah.
I don't like cuz it reminds me of these kind of movies like Eternity and Death of a Unicorn where A24 really seems like they're leaning more into not just humor cuz there are some movies that they definitely had humor. I mean, The Lighthouse is hilarious.
Yeah, that is objectively the funniest movie I've ever seen.
But it's clearly pulling away from that more like atmospheric tone that they used to have.
They're going like for more B-movie vibe.
They're
like, hey, let's go for an edgy B-movie.
Like, this one kind of reminded me of the vibe of like Knives Out.
Okay.
But
no, for sure.
But just not directed with that like flair.
Precision, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have that precision. It feels a little more generic than I feel like I would think A24 would normally put out. But like I said, that's kind of the vibe I've been getting from them the past few years. I think Neon has been pumping out more A24 like movies than A24 has.
This could have used a little more style, I think, is what you're saying, and a little more like, honestly, style over substance, because it's like substance-wise, we just went back and forth, but like really this movie calls for like heavy stylish vibe for it.
I can do style, but I also see it kind of like, who really does great movies that doesn't seem like they should be as exciting as they are, but that he makes it so exciting? David Fincher.
Oh yeah.
His isn't necessarily like super stylish. It's just he has a way of making everything seem so important. And I think that's what I'm missing in this movie is that everything just feels so inconsequential for such a large portion of this movie. And by the time we do get to the consequential portions of the movie in the latter half, I did enjoy it. I just felt like overall it still did not help the way that I felt about how relaxed that first half felt, where it's just felt like any movie.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
I do want to talk about one thing real quick that really didn't work for me.
I was gonna say, do you have anything else that really didn't work? Is this like the last thing? Or should we build to it?
There's some minor stuff. I think the main thing that I really want to talk about, because there's like other little things of like the way the ending with Ed Harris just is very like it brushes by really quick, and when he meets Ed Harris, but my big thing is really just the this is gonna cause another debate.
Here we go.
I don't think Glen Powell fits this role. I look at something like American Psycho, where I'm like, Christian Bale is able to mix charming with also there's nothing behind those eyes. And so it's like a charming scariness to it. And I'm not
exactly what Glen Powell has.
No, well, I don't agree with that. And I will say, like, I'm not necessarily blaming Glen Powell, because I do like Glen Powell. I think I think he maybe was an industry plant, but even if he was, I don't see him as that anymore. But I think it's more just the direction of his character, because again, and this maybe goes along with the inconsequential thing I was talking about, where his character feels just like, oh, he's just, look at how charming this dude is murdering people, when it should be like, look at how psychopathic this dude is just murdering people.
But I don't know if that movie calls for that tone. That's why I think they cast someone like him, because he has this like innate charm to him.
Yeah.
Like it's not that they want you on his side, but he's still supposed to be likable.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I know it's not his thing. I know that's the point of what the movie's doing. And so I'm not even saying it's objectively a bad thing. I'm just saying it just doesn't work for me for the story that's being presented to me.
Who are you recasting then? Who are you putting in Glen Powell's place if you're so against him? Name an actor.
It would have to be someone around his age, well, younger, because they try to make him look. So you don't even
have one thought of? Should be easy for you if it wasn't supposed to be Glen Powell.
No. Who would you put in Jessica Henwick's place?
No, I thought she was fine. I didn't have any issues with her acting. I hated her character, Ruth. Sorry.
Well, I was just trying to distract you enough where I could think a little bit more, but
it's not working, is it?
Listen,
who else is gonna play this role? It's literally Glen Powell's the only answer.
You can keep Glen Powell in the role. Just direct it differently. Just have him.
Oh, so now Glen Powell's good.
I said it's not Glen Powell's fault. I said that. I said it's not Glen Powell's fault. I said that it's just the way that he is depicted in this movie, which is undoubtedly the direction that they wanted to take. Because look, by the end of the movie, when he's bugging out because he thinks he's going to be executed, and when he enters the car, there's so much more to him. And it's because Glen Powell is good. It's just the way he's depicted throughout the rest of the movie. I just don't find him an interesting character.
Okay, you know what? I did think of one.
What?
If I had to.
Who?
Adam Brody.
Adam Brody. I always get Adrian confused with Adam.
Not Adrian.
No, Adam's also silly. I don't know. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I do think that this movie has like, because it's like that dark comedy, and there's quite good like jokes in this movie, and a lot of the cast has like done comedy before.
Yeah.
So,
look, I agree, and if the more I talk about it, the more I'm like, did it really bother me as much as the other stuff? I just think overall, all this stuff feeds into the same thing of just, it feels inconsequential. Okay. It does not feel like a movie where I had to really engage myself, even though it's really touching on a subject matter that is kind of messed up and clearly controversial, because some people see it as, oh, good, he's a hero, and some people see it as he's a psychopath. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's a whole lot of nuance to that.
I wasn't saying he's a hero. I'm just saying I'm rooting for him.
Right. Oh, same thing.
There we go. I had an example of who I want to mention, but I'm not trying to get canceled yet. But I would have been like...
Yet. Yeah, no, we still got a couple more
would have been like,
before
you know what this reminds me of? This person, and I'm rooting for him too, but I can't say that.
Oh my God. Now you have to
Anyways.
say
Okay. So, anything else
Yeah.
that didn't work for you, or do you want to run through some of our like quick fire moments? I'm ready for the quick fire moments.
Yeah, we can go through the quick fire moments. I had a couple of quick points.
He
Oh, well, early on in the movie when Glen Powell was a kid and he went to get his inheritance and they just turned him away, I'm like, this would be an interesting alternate universe version of Bruce Wayne.
I was thinking that.
You
I
were
was
thinking
thinking the
that?
same thing. I was like, yo, imagine Bruce Wayne shows up
Yes,
and they're
it
just
would
like,
be
nah.
Imagine if he shows up
Alfred's like,
and then he
bye.
doesn't get the money and then he becomes Batman to kill his family and not
Period.
villains. Like,
It's not a bad way to do it.
I thought that was super funny when I first was thinking about that. And I was following the rest of the movie thinking, wow, there would be a really cool alternate version of
Yeah.
Batman. And no one has ever touched that. And I should probably have copywritten that first before I said that
Sometimes
out loud.
you see, you know,
That's why he's
live
here.
long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Exactly.
This is Glen Powell at the beginning of the movie, and then this is Glen Powell at the end of the movie. I'm pointing to Batman and the Joker if you're listening and not visualizing what's going on here.
Yeah, yeah, it's I liked it. I thought the dad was a pretty complex character. I think
Warren?
there's I think there's a missed opportunity there, but some of the stuff that I really want to talk about goes into the fun little topic. So let's just dive into them.
Let's get into that. Okay.
Yeah.
Grossest moment. I'll give you mine, and
Okay.
it's not so. This movie is not like an icky like.
No, there's barely ever even any gore or anything.
Yeah, no. But my grossest moment is actually when the character Taylor Redfellow, I believe it's Taylor Redfellow, or MacArthur, one of the ones in the beginning. I think it was the very first kill. Anyways,
Didn't you say his name was Noah? Oh no, that's the
no,
photographer.
yeah, no, he is dumping money out of a helicopter, and he goes, "Oh yeah, you're still poor," even though he's like dumping hundreds and like watching everyone like scrape for them, and he's grabbing them and he's being an asshole. That to me is just like gross, icky, like out of touch rich people behavior. So that was the ickiest moment to me. I was like, ew, that guy sucks.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, you know what? Kill him.
This is so funny. My grossest moment is also metaphorical, and you're gonna find this hilarious because it has something to do with Julia when she's in the courtroom, pretend crying over her dead husband and what Beckett did and everything. I found that disgusting because she is just a gross human being.
She's just a girl.
No.
She's just a girl. She's just a girl.
Hard disagree.
Funniest moment.
Funniest moment.
Go ahead.
My funniest moment is that whole scene with Topher Grace.
That's exactly what I wrote. Oh, hold on, let me write from my.
Wait, we have an agreement for one of the topics?
Hold it.
Ding 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 ding.
My funniest moment. This is exactly what I wrote. The whole sequence with Mega Church, Topher Grace, who looks like a 2012 Justin Bieber reincarnation.
Oh my god, what?
That was my
2000. No way. His hair
Yes,
is
he
very
does.
different.
No, it's not.
Oh, 2012. He was. Wait, how old is Justin Bieber?
Old enough.
Doesn't matter. That's a funny scene.
Great sequence. Honestly, incredible.
Yeah, I love the way it's built up, where like it seems like a goofy conversation, and then he's about to threaten him with the sword,
Yeah.
and then it gets serious for a moment because you're like, oh, he knows. Yeah, yeah, he poisons him. He says he's like, you think he knows that he killed his other family members, and he threatens him with the sword, and is like so over the top with it, and then finds out that he thought it was just a different reporter.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great.
And his reaction just kills me. I love it so much. Shout out to our friend who looks exactly like Topher Grace.
Hi, John. So what was your most emotional moment?
Definitely going to be another opposite one from you. My emotional moment was at the engagement party when Jessica Henwick, the heart and soul of this movie, is devastated that Beckett, who up until then, in her eyes, hasn't really done anything that would seem bad. So the fact that he just doesn't show up to the engagement party and there's a shot of her just alone at the table, like just looking broken, I felt that. I thought that was really upsetting. I'm like, this really, if he just stopped killing people after his after he got that job with his uncle, which was after the first kill, he would have had a really solid life.
Well, he would still be a murderer.
Of one person though, which is
Anyways,
better than
I do actually have a heart,
7.
contrary to belief.
No way.
I actually have that as my second moment if you were going to steal my first.
Really?
So, yeah, because like I said, like they try to make her the heart and whatever. So that emotional moment does like have a little bit of teeth to it. It's just that I thought in Beckett's story, it just what like it's sad objectively to see that happen to her.
Yeah.
However, I cared more about Beckett than her. That's my issue with it. So
Okay.
that's what that's let me, make that assertion of like I did
give you that.
care
I'll
that
give you
she
that.
got like thrown into all of this. I just also think maybe not well developed enough to understand her story previous to Beckett.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
I'll give you that.
But
Wait,
my
so then
most
what's your
no, my most emotional is actually when Warren Redfellow, the one who took him in, has the heart attack on the stairs because that's just like
that was my second one.
really. And it's not even like a huge moment or anything in the
Yeah.
film. It's just sad. It's just like, ah, man, and because he had just finished saying like, there's no way I would have thought about killing him because he loves him so much.
Yeah.
But I mean, you see it from the beginning that he's got like health issues and
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff. They hint at it, he's gonna eventually just die of natural whatever. And I just think it's a really like it's kind of like a heartbreaking moment because it's also like for Beckett, it is the moment where he's like, well, I might as well just stick down the path I'm going down at this point. Like,
That's true. Yeah. I think that was one of the turning points too for me in the movie because of that. Because I had in my notes when I was going through, I'm like, why is he still killing people? And then that I felt like gave him a pretty solid reason because it's just like, well, I made it this far, and now the only person in this family that is nice to me is dead. So
yeah. But on that note, I'll give you my most intense.
Ooh,
it's with
intense.
Julia. It's with my girl.
Okay.
It's with Julia.
You're so excited about Julia.
Yeah, because they were in the jail and they're on the phone with each other, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you want? What do you want? And they're literally like, they have the countdown clock. Like, this is how many seconds you have left to talk to this person. He has 3 minutes. And she is tired of being cut off by everything he's saying. So she's like, whatever, fine. Then I won't help you. Then I won't get you out of here. Fine, whatever. And he's like, fucking, his life or death is in her hands. And she waits to the last second to pick up the phone and be like, yeah, I want the whole fortune. And I was like, needle drop, period, queen. That's what you deserve at this point. Yes.
You did not say that's what she deserves.
Yeah, it is. She put in the work. She even knows that she put in that work. Let me tell you.
Guys, if I go missing, you know who prime suspect number 1 is. What?
What are you signing over to me?
Huh?
What are you signing over to me?
Oh, this podcast.
Put it like this. You got nothing I want.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess that moment's pretty intense. I went a little more generic with my intense moment.
Okay.
Just because I'm just being honest. Like, I'm like, well, I did feel like it was the most intense in the moment was the whole scene, the whole sequence with Ed Harris at the house.
Okay. That's a good one.
Yeah, I thought it's more generic. I also thought that scene was directed really well, though. I thought the slow buildup of like why was he invited to this house by Ed Harris? Ed Harris is the patriarch of the family, and Beckett wants to get to him for the whole movie, and especially at the end when he's the last one left that would stop him from inheriting the money.
And he puts the gun. Yeah.
And there's just that whole sequence is intense because then Ed Harris suddenly invites him in the third act, and you don't know why he invited him. And then there's the whole sequence of them talking, and then a gun is involved. And then my favorite part is when he goes to leave and the door's unlocked, and now you're just in this big open space where you're just like, uh-oh, like,
yeah,
ready or not. I thought of Ready or Not so much during that scene.
Yeah.
I was like, they jam-packed the entire movie of Ready or Not in like a 10-minute sequence. Not even.
Second one's coming out soon. But no, the blocking in that scene is incredible as well.
Yeah, I was specifically thinking of when he was in the room
Yep.
and he heard footsteps, because you still don't fully, like, eventually it obviously pops off exactly how you would expect, but you don't fully understand what is happening. And he's just in the bedroom and he just hears the footsteps, and it was an intense scene.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I like it because it's kind of like the idea of like what's his name again? I have it here somewhere. Oh, Whitelaw Redfellow. That's his name.
What?
That's his name, Whitelaw. Yeah, Whitelaw.
What a great name.
I think it's the moment where Whitelaw is looking at Beckett and he's like, "You think you're bad? Here, shoot me right now. I'm worse."
Yeah.
Like he's like, "No, you think you're? I'll be worse."
Which was weird to me, because I'm like, okay, well, I guess if Beckett kills him right then and there, he is likely to get caught. But also, it seemed like it was more of a moral thing, and I'm like, dude, at this point, like, you've brutally killed some people. Like, why are you so worried about just this guy now at this point? But yeah, that was an intense scene for me.
Well, I think we should get into some setups that are maybe missed opportunities
and payoffs.
Setups, payoffs, missed opportunities.
Yeah,
the whole shebang.
Oh, it seems like you have a missed opportunity for a setup and payoff.
Well, I just think there's a bunch of half-ass setups with character development.
Okay.
Ruth.
Interesting. They set up her character pretty well.
Oh, how she would know? That makes no sense.
Because she was into fashion, which was similar to
Noah
sucks.
What he does. When you see the movie, guys, you're gonna be like, yeah, there's no way she likes Beckett, and then she was also like fiancés with Noah. That makes no sense.
I hope everyone saw the movie. We're spoiling the shit out of it.
I'm just saying. And then they're gonna agree with me. They're gonna be like, yeah, no, honestly, realistically, how does it make sense?
I agreed that it initially. Anyway.
So, missed opportunity with some character setups. I also think missed opportunity when you have Ed Harris on your cast and you just like don't really use him till the very end. They have like little like bits and pieces. Like clearly he had like 2 days on set.
I like the sentiment of what you just said.
Yeah.
But I think that he is a presence.
He's a presence, but it would be nice to just have gotten a few more scenes with him. Honestly, just to have him around at the murder, like the funerals or something.
Yeah.
Just like you have Ed Harris there, use him as much as you can.
I'm never going to disagree with more Ed Harris, so.
There's that. And then any other missed opportunities? I mean, we could have gotten, again, a little more character set up with even Julia. I'll give you a little more character set up with her because I as much as I was like, kind of like, all right, I see what you're doing over here, Queen. We are missing a large portion of her actual life.
Okay, yeah.
And to understand how she got to this point where she's like basically marrying for money out of desperation and she hates the guy. And I also wonder what her home is like because she's wearing the pants, but she's not wearing the pants, but she's wearing the pants.
We get a small glimpse of her home life.
Yeah.
I think her husband had some people over for like I think it was like a game or something.
Yeah. And she just, they left the honeymoon, which they went to in Florida, which again, doesn't ever seem like, I think maybe I just don't like the way they handled the women in this movie. They almost like don't.
I thought Julia was like your favorite.
No. I just don't.
In the world.
Of course, but I just don't like the way that they kind of force you to suspend your disbelief that these women have no agency until they got into this movie. Because the parts of Julia that are missing, again, make no sense as to how she ended up in this situation. She's clearly too smart, clearly too like scrappy. She's got a lot of like wherewithal, so it doesn't make sense that she would end up with this guy that sucks and has no money and that he got this over on her. That makes no sense with everything we know about her.
But think about it, like her following what we learned about her is that she happens to run in, or I don't know, we can argue whether she happens or did it on purpose, runs into Beckett, but she doesn't know that in the beginning of the movie, she finds out that he is supposed to inherit that money. She happens to run into him. If Beckett wasn't supposed to inherit that money, or she didn't run into him, that none of this would have ever happened. It was like just pure chance. Like she's like, oh, well, this is a better option than what I've been dealing with. But I don't think that. I mean, from my view, I didn't think that they treated her stupid. I think she was doing a very similar con almost with her current husband, and she was just like, well, this one I could just go way further with.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll give you a good setup
okay,
just to flip.
please do.
And this is, again, like, you just think I'm so non-complex that I don't think Ruth can do anything right. I think it's a great setup when she
You're
drops...
overly complex.
Oh. Drops the locket into Beckett's hand and drives away. I think that's a great payoff. That's probably the most cathartic payoff in the film.
Was it hair that was in the locket?
Yeah, his mother's
Okay,
hair.
yeah.
And it's kind of like representing, like, you did not understand what she was saying when she said that to you.
Yeah. I like that too. Yeah.
It's a good setup. Really, or not a good setup, but a great payoff to a good setup.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's also just overall a good plot point because I was like very worried. I'm like, is she going to just take him back and we're just going to have a happy ending and she just drops the locket? A little dramatic that she drove all the way over there just to do that. But fair enough, though. I have a good setup, a good setup and payoff. And I think it's the character of Julia. But it's because of something that I mentioned before where a lot of the plot kind of also represents how I feel with Julia, where it feels fun, silly, and consequential, and then at a certain point it gets a little more consequential. It's mostly because of her. Like, she is the driving force of these consequences. It's set up as almost like, you're just like, why is she even in this movie? Like, she pops up every now and then. And something we didn't mention is the whole movie is told, he's narrating it on death row. And I think it's an amazing reveal when you find out why he's on death row, because you just assume it's because he got caught by killing one of the family members. And when you discover that it's because Margot Qualley's character, Julia, framed him for something that was kind of like in the background, this little conflict with her husband, I thought that was great. And I just think that was a solid setup and payoff. Like, by the time we get to that reveal of like, oh, that's why he's in prison, it pulls the rug out from under you, but it doesn't feel like it's forced. It feels like it's like a cool way to introduce the menace of a character that we just kind of wrote off as being annoying or silly. I thought it was good. And I think if anything gave the movie a little weight that helped me ultimately like it, it was that aspect of it.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah. And what you want to hear a half-assed one, right? Do you want to hear a half-assed one?
If you have one. If you don't have one.
No, I have one.
Okay.
The half-assed one was the arrow setup. I thought it was cool. No, actually, I do think in a different movie, I would have said that that's a good setup and payoff. It just happens too quick. It's just at the beginning of the movie, Beckett is shown being taught how to shoot an arrow by his mom, who eventually dies, and her death is the driving force of this whole movie. So you ultimately, when he kills Ed Harris at the end, it's with an arrow, and it's satisfying. It's just, it happens quick, and I just feel like that's why I say it's half-assed. But it's not bad. It's just, I would have just liked a little more, because they also played as a joke initially. He goes to shoot it and the thing breaks, and you're like, oh, it was all set up just for a joke. And then he does it and it works, and I'm like, oh, why didn't you just do that?
Yeah.
The biggest missed opportunity for me in this movie was the death of the uncle. What was his name again? Warren, yeah. Because
for the 8th time.
Listen, it's a hard name. His death was heartbreaking, but it took away something I was really looking forward to within the movie that the movie sets up, which is what is going to happen when he has to kill the only person in the family that is not only taking care of him, but is genuinely nice to everyone. And they take that away by just having him die of a heart attack. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like,
cheap.
You just took away the most interesting, like, trajectory. Moral.
It keeps it like shallow rather than letting it get too deep. I agree.
I'm like, oh my God. And to be honest, like, I don't, other than just being emotional, it just didn't do anything for me. I'm like, it's not like it replaced it with anything better. It frustrated me. you know?
Oh,
It was
okay.
one of those things that just made me go, ah.
All right.
All right, so what would you rate this movie?
I'm making it official, so I'm giving it a 4.
Okay. Cuatro.
What about
I
you?
like it. I'm gonna
In
I'm
case you don't remember
no,
what
I
they are.
remember. I'm
Oh.
gonna give it a low make it official. It's I was turned around on the movie as it went along. I just didn't love it, and I'm definitely a little hard on it, but I was entertained by it. I enjoyed it. I definitely would have an easier time recommending this than our last week's video, Wuthering Heights.
Well, if this is a testament to anything, you can fix him.
Wow. Well, now it's just about fixing her.
She never needs to be fixed. She's perfect.
Oh,
just the way she
okay.
is. Especially if you're Julia Steinway and how to make a killing.
My goodness.
You got any fun facts?
I do.
Let's go.
Biggest fun fact. We are from New Jersey.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God. The
Yeah.
amount of times they mention New Jersey and different towns, I was like, oh, fire Montclair,
Yeah.
Belleville.
So
I'm like, all right.
This is the fun fact. So the movie takes place in New Jersey and New York. We are from there. Belleville is very close to me.
Oh, give them your address.
It's got it. Okay. They talk about Montclair. They show a little bit of New York. There's even a moment where they specifically show a sign when he's going from Manhattan to Jersey City, and it was the Holland Tunnel. And
Yeah.
I was like, whoever made this understands Jersey
New
and New York,
yeah.
because no one really, like, outside of New York and New Jersey, you probably only think of the George Washington Bridge. But that wouldn't make sense to go from Manhattan
or
to
the
Jersey
Lincoln
City
Tunnel.
or the Lincoln Tunnel by using either of those. This is my fun fact, though. I looked everywhere, and I found no information of this movie being shot at all in New Jersey.
Which
I saw
makes no sense.
the entire movie, with the exception of, I believe, one scene, was shot in Cape Town, South Africa.
What?
And right, so like if
Wait, that's actually incredible.
And trust me, when I saw this, I was like, well, obviously there's some exterior shots where it was shot in Jersey. And I could not find anything. I was doing way too much research to find where they had to have shot at least one scene in Jersey. And no, nothing. Everything that I found says that it was shot in South Africa.
Well, someone on the writing team loves New Jersey, because if you can't tell, people from New Jersey love that they're from New Jersey. And
yeah, and it looks like it was like, that's why I'm like still skeptical of it, because there was even one shot where they showed outside of an apartment from what I thought was the Garden State Parkway. And
yeah,
so
that's what
why
it
I'm
looks. I
still
know exactly
skeptical.
what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah, no, that's
but
weird.
Everywhere that I heard, it says there was one scene shot in New York and everything else was in South Africa.
They should have shot in New Jersey, because we got great tax breaks here for that now.
That's right. And we have a whole lot of stuff coming up too in New Jersey, maybe even in the indie film industry.
Yeah,
Stay
right?
tuned for that. But yeah, I thought that was that was a pretty fun fact. The other fun fact, I mentioned this early when I said the plot summary. Some people may know this, but it's loosely based off of a movie from 1949. Let me get the title right.
We talked about it already.
Yeah, but there's something to go along with it. Kind Hearts and Coronets.
Coronets, yeah.
And I mean, I guess this isn't like a super like deep cut, but if you look up the movie, which is something I actually want to watch the movie now, Alec Guinness plays all of the victims.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I thought that was really fun to hear, and that made me want to watch it.
Yeah, that's a fun thing.
Yeah,
I like that.
100%. But yeah, those are my fun facts.
Those are pretty fun.
I'm still hooked on the South Africa thing. Like,
yeah,
if anyone can confirm that there was at least one scene shot in Jersey, please do. Like, I won't even be mad that I'm being proved wrong. Like, I thought this was just wrong in general.
Yeah. Well, nope.
Okay, this is starting to become my favorite one. The tattoo.
Yes. I want to know what your tattoo is first.
Okay, so we do the movie quote tattoo. Mine is phone on my fucking forehead. And if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about.
You're getting that tattooed on you? Are you going to get a picture of a phone? Do you hear this, Jill, our tattoo friend?
Dude,
this is what you have to tattoo on
there's
Jason.
literally a scene in the movie where someone says, tattoo phone on my fucking forehead. There was no way that I was going to let that not be my answer.
I thought they said phone number.
Phone number, phone.
I think it was phone number.
I think it was phone. Anyway, what's your tattoo?
From my queen, Julia Steinway. Soft, thin lettering, and I would literally put from Julia Steinway. This is another character where I look at her and I'm like, me. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Call me when you've killed them all.
Great.
That's what I want. That's what I want. Soft
not bad.
lettering, just a little like, I don't know. I could fit it somewhere over here, maybe right here. Call me when you've killed them all. That's kind of, that could work.
Hey, you been working out?
No.
Yeah, I could tell.
Oh yeah, same. That's why you're wearing a hoodie and sweatpants, right?
Well, maybe.
Your double chin looks great.
Maybe I just like it, you know? All right, what movie are you recommending?
Okay, you mentioned it before, actually.
Saltburn?
No.
Oh.
I'm lying. You didn't mention it before.
Damn
it. No, you did. I'm actually going to say Movie Matchmaker. If you like this movie, you'll love Knives Out.
Oh, okay.
And that's because it's got the same themes, Eat the Rich. It's got a murder.
Mm-hmm. It does.
It's got that fun, dark comedy to it.
Multiple murders.
I think a little more well-established. There's a whole whodunit aspect to it as well. But the big houses, not in this.
I was like,
in Knives Out, there's a whodunit aspect. In
I'm like,
How to Make a Killing, there's not a whodunit aspect. But there's also technically not one in Knives Out because of the fake out.
Yeah, it's a fake out of a
Anyways,
fake out, though.
Knives Out would be a movie that I think would be perfect. Also because if you like Glen Powell in How to Make a Killing, you'll probably like Chris Evans in his slutty little sweater. So
fair.
Yeah.
Chris Evans, that would have been never mind.
No,
Glen
too
Powell's
old.
better. Okay, I like that. Good
Thanks.
movie, great movie.
Thank you. What's yours?
I honestly, I was thinking about Saltburn initially just because narratively it's so similar, but I could not help but think of.
Hold on, you have to say if you like.
If you like, well, it's not even just if you like, because it could just be if you want to see something similar, you know?
So if you liked How to Make a Killing enough to watch a movie that's similar, you'll love.
Or didn't like it enough, but wanted to watch something similar. I couldn't help but be thinking about Talented Mr. Ripley the whole time.
I recently rewatched that. I love it. Yeah, because it's Saltburn, but better.
I know, exactly. It is. And I think, like, to me, like, what really made me think of that was if you wanted me to come up with an example of what is a better version of what I would have wanted to see the character of Beckett be like, it's how Ripley is portrayed in Talented Mr. Ripley. Just someone who is charming, but like I said before, but there's nothing behind the eyes. And you just have a very, like, unsettling feeling about Timothée Chalamet. Is my answer to what you said. Who could play this role?
Timothée Chalamet could play any role. That's a fake. Yeah, that's a fake thing.
That's
going
to be my default answer from now on.
Yeah, because he knows I can't get mad at it because he knows I've been a fan of Timothée Chalamet since 2017. That's right, Timothée Chalamet. If you're listening, I have been a fan, and no, I don't have a crush on you at all. It is literally pure understanding and appreciation of the work that you do. You are a great actor, and I've been saying it since Call Me by Your Name, my favorite movie of all time.
Who are you talking to?
I've met him once, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I was literally like, thank you for being such a good actor.
And listen,
and all the girls behind me were so mad because they all actually like are attracted to him.
Yeah.
No offense, just not for me.
I mean, he's a great actor. Kind of looks like a mouse, but great actor. Amazing.
You want to get us canceled so quick.
We just called him a mouse. It's fine.
That's a terrible.
I think I got that from you.
Is it because he's French and he's like Remy?
He's American French.
Ratatouille.
Ooh.
Anyways.
Is there any last closing things you want to mention about this movie?
I'm good. I'm very happy with everything I've said so far. How about you?
Me too. What are we doing next week, though? I'm super.
Oh my god!
Super excited.
I'll
give you a hint.
What could we possibly be doing next week?
I don't know. What could it be?
What could we be doing? Obviously, we're doing Scream. 7.
Yes. And Scream is a very important movie. That's gonna be a very long video.
Yes.
I can guarantee.
I love Scream so much. That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I like screaming.
Oh.
Yeah. At night. Before I go
Well,
to sleep.
thank you so much for listening to another episode of X-Rated. And if you liked what you heard or saw today, give us a follow, subscribe. You can find us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all under the same name, X-Rated Films.
That's right, because that's who we are.
X.
And we put out some shorts as well, X-rated shorts. We're going to put out some more content as we go along.
You will not find X-rated things there.
No, be careful. Be careful when you type our name in. It's EX.
Because we're X's.
E.
Because that's my X.
X. Not X. I made that mistake and ended up in a very interesting part of the web.
I made that mistake and ended up in my favorite part of the web.
Wow. Okay. Well, we'll see you next week. Thank you for listening. Watching and listening.
I've been Jasmine.
I am still Jason.
For now.
Peace.